Well, welcome again. I'm Pastor Dan. If you've been with us a long time, you know, maybe you're new also. We do Spotlight, and we're doing a series on where do we see the love of God in our world, in our universe. We talked last time about general revelation and special revelation. Can we get to God just from general, from nature? Could you get all the way to thinking there is a God who made all this and what kind of God that is? With all the difficulty we have. Or special revelation, people would say, no, you can't get all the way there just from nature. You're going to have Jesus. You're going to have God coming down as the Word, giving us the revelation in the Bible, revelation in Jesus, and that helps guide you through this thicket of general revelation. And we have good in revelation, and we have evil. How do we interpret all this without somebody helping us interpret it? There's sort of what you might say two world views, and this is very broad brushstroke. Because we have this good and evil, we have pain and pleasure, and this dichotomy, and we have to say what explains that best. So one worldview would be to say that we come out of the swamp. And gradually we had lucky mutations from the Big Bang, and gradually natural selection and survival of the fittest and all of that. Gradually we have come out of the swamp, and we've begun to have animals, and then the apes, and then finally primitive Neanderthal man, and then finally man. And we are slowly getting better. The reason we have some evil and some suffering is that we haven't finished the evolutionary process yet. We're on our way up. We were there, so you can draw that arrow. We're going this way. The other worldview says there is a original perfect world. We didn't start in the swamp. We started in sublime perfection from God. And that from God, then, in a perfect world, in a Garden of Eden, where everything was peaceful and everything was right, and God put us with all the resources to live forever in that environment and create a world that would have been fantastic in peace. But then there was a terrible fall. And that the reason we have evil in the world is because of this fall, and sin and evil broke into our perfect world, and that's why. So that kind of has an arrow going down, and that Jesus had to come down here to rescue it. That's sort of the Christian worldview. The other one would be called an evolutionary worldview, that we're on our way up. So which way is the arrow going for you? Is it when you look out at the world and this mix of beauty and mountains and lakes and woods and Iceland waterfalls and sunsets over the ocean, and just say, wow, this is what God has done. And then you've got horrible storms and earthquakes and global warming now and forest wildfires and all these other terrible things, and animals just ripping. I mean, that's, if we didn't have some killing of animals, we would be inundated by bugs and all kinds of things. But because there's predation and animals kill each other, we're able to kind of exist here. So you have to decide which way is the world going. And most of us from faith would say that there is an original beauty in the world. There's an original seeming perfection. You look out and just say, I don't think this could have happened by accident. It didn't come from the swamp. It didn't come up by lucky, advantageous mutations. There's someone above this. And that what we have is a brokenness, but from a perfect world. That we were made beautiful and wise and smart and made with peace and made with beauty and made with gorgeous nature. And then a terrible fall has come in, and we have this brokenness. But the body is still amazing in all the circuitry of our bodies. And we've just been through kind of a health issue, and just to see what the doctors are able to do and what they know and how our bodies have healing capacity to them, you'll say, this is pretty amazing. I'm not sure this all came from the swamp. I think someone made us, and then there's a fall. And you will have to decide, Which one is God? If you read any of C.S. Lewis, C.S. Lewis has a book called Out of the Silent Planet. And there is a beautiful world out there in space somewhere, but then a fall comes in and an evil entity comes in. If you watch Avatar or some of these other movies, similar idea. Or Lord of the Rings, that there is a good, there is a beauty, there are these beautiful oases and beautiful people. And then there's an evil, Sauron, evil people. And but there's an innate, original goodness. And that's the worldview that I go with, and I hope you will too. And that God's love is in that original, amazing, incredible perfection. And that what we have in a broken world, that part is not from God, but from the other side, an evil one who left the beauty of God and the perfection of God and has brought evil into our world. That's a worldview. That's a Christian worldview. Some people are trying to put those two together somehow and have a Christian worldview also with an evolutionary science. And that's where people are struggling to put those ideas together. So as we keep looking at the character of God, we just say it's an amazing world, an original world that we can kind of intuit still in our world. This is Spotlight. We'll see you next time. God bless. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.